When a life hangs precariously in the balance, this team fights on. But how many years does it take to become the consultant guiding them? The journey to becoming a doctor is long and challenging. It's an arduous path where many find the years of training too immense to complete. So let's break down exactly how long it takes and what each stage involves in the journey to wearing those NHS blue scrubs with pride. First, strong GCSE grades in 9 to 10 subjects is a must. Most schools typically spend 2 years teaching the syllabus. Next up, 2 years of A-levels. Chemistry is a requirement, with biology being strongly recommended. Many students also take maths or physics to round out their scientific A-level profile. Once you've completed the UCAT and crafted a strong personal statement, the next major milestone is submitting your UCAS application. At the same time, your final year of school begins a crucial period where you'll also be preparing for and sitting your A-levels. The typical offer from medical schools is AAA or A*AA in these subjects. Competition is fierce. After a long wait, you're in. Welcome to medical school. 5, sometimes 6, transformative years that will redefine everything. The first few years are a blur of anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, unraveling the body's incredible secrets. You'll spend hours in lecture halls and libraries, absorbing vast amounts of information. It might seem impossible, but you're stronger than you think. Learning anatomy often involves practical sessions, sometimes with models, to understand the human body. These early years are tough, but they build the critical scientific understanding needed before seeing patients. Some students opt for an intercalated degree, an extra year to study a specific subject in depth, like medical ethics or a science. Some medical schools offer patient exposure from the first year, but from year 3, hospital and GP placements become more prevalent in the course. During these clinical years, you'll experience a wide range of medical specialties, from the pace of the emergency room to the challenges of psychiatry. Under supervision, you'll learn to take patient histories, perform examinations, and understand diagnostic processes. This is real-world learning, applying that textbook knowledge directly to patient care within the NHS. You'll be part of the ward team, working alongside junior and senior doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals. Learning to communicate empathetically with patients and their families is a core skill. As a student, you will have plenty of opportunities to do so. These clinical years are demanding, with long hours and emotionally challenging situations, but immensely formative. You'll also prepare for and sit major exams, often called finals, assessing all your medical knowledge and clinical skills. Next are OSCEs, tough practical exams testing how you interact with patients and perform vital procedures under pressure. After 5 or 6 years of intense study and training, it's graduation day. You're now a doctor with a medical degree. This usually means you have a Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery degree, an MBCHB, MBBS, or similar. But you're not quite a consultant yet. The next stage is crucial, the foundation program. Prepare to be randomly allocated to anywhere in the country. Before starting the foundation program, you'll need provisional registration with the General Medical Council, the GMC. So far, that's around 5 to 6 years of dedicated study just to get your medical degree. There's a lot more than that to come. The foundation program is a 2-year, paid NHS training job for newly qualified doctors. Year 1 is Foundation Year 1, or F1. You're now a doctor, working on the wards under supervision. You'll rotate through different specialties again. You'll cover 6 different specialties in these 2 years, 4 months a specialty. You're taking on more responsibility, assessing patients, making decisions, and performing procedures with support. It's a steep learning curve, often involving on-call shifts, nights, and weekends. Your circadian rhythm is affected by inconsistent sleep schedules. Successful completion of F1 allows you to apply for full registration with the General Medical Council, but this still isn't the end of the road. Then comes Foundation Year 2, or F2. You build on your F1 experience, gaining more independence. F2 rotations might include specialties like general practice, psychiatry, or emergency medicine, helping you decide your future path. You'll develop skills in managing acutely ill patients and also focus on communication, teamwork, and leadership. The foundation program, F1 and F2, adds another 2 years, so now we're at 7 to 8 years total. Completing the foundation program means you receive a Foundation Program Certificate of Completion, FPCC. This is a significant milestone. This certificate is key to applying for specialty training, whether as a GP, medic, or surgeon. After foundation years, it's time for specialty training. This is where you train to become a GP or a consultant in a specific hospital field. The length of specialty training varies enormously, from 3 years for general practice up to 5 to 8 years for hospital specialties. Let's look at becoming a GP, often the first point of contact for patients. This typically takes 3 years after the foundation program. GP trainees, or GP registrars, spend time in approved GP practices and some hospital posts too. They learn to manage a huge variety of common health problems in patients of all ages, from babies to the elderly. After 3 years of GP specialty training and passing final exams, you become a qualified general practitioner. So for a GP, that's 5 to 6 years of med school, 2 foundation years, and 3 years GP training, around 10 to 11 years total. And then, for those drawn to the operating theater, there's also surgical training, one of the most demanding and lengthy specialist pathways. It typically begins with 2 years of core surgical training, rotating through various surgical disciplines, building essential skills. Early on, you'll face the challenging MRCS exams, membership of the Royal College of Surgeons, a crucial gateway to advance your surgical career. Successfully through core training, the next highly competitive step is securing a place in higher surgical training in your chosen specialty. As a surgical registrar, life intensifies, long hours, demanding on-calls, and crucially, more time in theater. Years are spent honing surgical skills, from basic procedures to complex operations, all demanding absolute precision. Surgical training is extensive, often 5 to 6 more years as a registrar. It can seem never-ending, but the end is in sight. At the end of this long marathon lies the formidable FRCS fellowship exam, a final, rigorous test of your surgical knowledge and clinical judgment. Upon completing this and meeting training requirements leads to your certificate of completion of training, finally making you eligible to be a consultant surgeon. Now let's find out how long it takes to become a consultant in a medical specialty. It typically begins with 2 or 3 years of core medical training, rotating through various disciplines to build a broad diagnostic foundation. Early on, you'll face the challenging MRCP exams, membership of the Royal College of Physicians, gateway to advance your career. Successfully through core training and MRCP, the next highly competitive step is securing a place in higher specialty training in your chosen field. Life intensifies, complex ward rounds, demanding on-calls, and managing critical patients under the guidance of consultants. Years are spent honing diagnostic skills, from interpreting complex scans and tests to managing chronic, multi-system diseases. Higher specialty training is extensive, often 4 to 5 more years as a registrar, sometimes longer if pursuing a subspecialty. Towards the end of this journey, the formidable specialty certificate examinations loom a rigorous test of your expert knowledge before you can qualify. Passing the SCE and completing all training requirements leads to your certificate of completion of training, finally making you eligible to be a consultant. Becoming a consultant means you're an expert at the apex of your field, solving diagnostic dilemmas, leading patient care, and training the next generation. From start to finish, becoming a specialist consultant in the UK takes between 12 and 16 years. This journey combines a 5 to 6 year medical degree, the 2-year foundation program, and finally, 5 to 8 years of demanding specialty training.